Hello, it's Black Comic Book Guy. It is indeed me. I am recording this from my bedroom here. There's some construction going on in my building, so if you hear some noise in the background, I can't really control that. I just want to give a couple things to start with. This is a different little type of video that I'm making here today. I originally meant for this channel to be like a Let's Play channel. And I still do want to make that type of content. I have the capabilities to make that type of content. It's just, I've been, as I've mentioned in that first playthrough, inspired by some other creators. And I realized that, this is a type of video that I think I can also reach people with, maybe. I am probably, if I just go with what I have some CSGO playthrough. It's CS2 now, it's called. I just want to say, don't judge me. I'm not that good at first-person shooters. I really am not. And I also forgot to record the audio. I didn't bleep out any of the information. Don't hit me up on Steam. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with lo-fi music. I'd usually just probably keep the gameplay in the background. I'm gonna go with lo-fi music. So let's see how it goes. If it doesn't quite mesh, I don't know, just something a little different. And with that out of the way, away we go. First thing I want to do is just give you a bit of a background of where I am in life. I'm currently 25 years old. I still live with my family, my parents here. I'm working at a supermarket. It's pretty fucking dead end. If you work this type of job, I know it's not that easy out there, and I know there's a lot of people in my position here. You know how it is. You get dressed in the fucking the cheap polyester polo shirt, insert logo here, and you just wage away. You're a little wagey. Just doing this. It's pretty dead end. I'm not gonna. This video is not about my fucking supermarket job, but yeah, the penis. Bleep that out. No, but I've been made clear from the start that I don't think I'm gonna be ascending, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'm perfectly fine with not becoming like a manager or whatever. And also, I personally work in these types of jobs. I've never had any sort of earnest to try to move up. Closest I'd say I've ever seriously tried to maybe become like a manager was a stint I did at a Jersey Mike's. But that's that. I have a degree. I do have a associate's degree. College, I can do another video about college. It took me too long to get the associate's degree. Money doesn't grow on trees. I do that sometimes. I rhyme and I don't mean to rhyme. But I just it was made clear to me when I graduated that if I was to pursue higher education than that associate's degree, it would be on my own time and money. My main focus was to be finding a career that if things just stagnated for the rest of my life, I could survive with. So yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you what it is. It's not liberal Fox, some art degree, pansy degree or whatever, but it's just about, it's like Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say it. I think it's general studies or something like that. It's pretty much a liberal arts degree. Recording this on my phone, and it's not exactly still. I'm like holding it up, so if the audio isn't perfect, I mean, compared to that first playthrough, I'm sure it'll be fine. I just hope, because when you record on a phone, you have this natural inclination to just put your finger on the bottom of it. I don't think people notice that sometimes, and that's where the mic is. That's me. That's bagging groceries, shitty degree, stagnation. 2 years ago, from where I am now, I definitely had a lot more contentment for my situations. I was just a lot more lackadaisical. I was like, things will work out. But when I did turn 25, something really did hit me. Just the finality of life. You know, you can blink and I'll be like 30, 35, 40. And sooner or later, you know, you're gonna get to an age where your better years are behind you, and just like a storyline, like you reach the climax, and then it's just like all downhill. I'm not saying you can't be happy when you're old. I just mean that you know, the quality and the things in life that you're looking for when you're maybe like 60 are very different than what you want to be doing in life when you're 25. I just you know, I see it with some of my coworkers. I don't want to be like 35, just still working at like a supermarket or doing like a fast food job. Just like total apathy for anything. I could find myself being 30 doing this exact type of job, exactly as broke as I am now. And I think that would be a pretty empty feeling. I'm looking at some things that I could do, because you know, I acknowledge, you know, the miracle is called a miracle for a reason, and I don't expect something to majorly change real soon. And even today, I'm gonna go suit up for that job and do it because it's what's making me money. It's the option I have. A lot of people do this a lot more free base, and I definitely want to do it, but I did write a little script to this. I'm not keeping to it exactly, but I like to be open, you know, open, just talking. I might have to cut some dead space. I don't know how much fucking editing I'm gonna really be doing. I'm sure I'll cut some stuff out, cause I blabber a lot. Like even this right here does not need to be in the video. What I did write is, it's the area I live into. I live in the New York City area, and if you're familiar with like the Doom, like difficulties, it can be like playing on like Nightmare in terms of the money that you need to survive and live and be independent. I've always made it very clear to my people that until I move out, I just really do feel very stuck in a lot of ways. And no matter how hard I try, no matter how much I save up, it's just never been enough. I've never been able to accumulate a monthly income where I'd be able to comfortably pay a rent. So it's like living here, or like I'm like one of 7 people renting some shack somewhere, and I guess I've always chosen this, even if maybe I say I want differently subconsciously. This was always the better option, and in some ways it definitely is. But yeah, I'm not flat broke. I'm not gonna go into it too much, but I've been stowing some money away. If I had to expend for some emergency, I'd have it. Medical emergencies to say. Not like so much. I don't know. Wealth is very subjective. Some of you guys might be hearing this, and a little money saved away for a rainy day could be something like 50,000. That's not very. A lot of people. That's more money than a lot of people will ever have. That's not that much. It's not like a couple $100 either. So I've been single for some time now, and I've lived most of my life single. It's always seemed the rarity that I'd be like in some type of relationship rather than the other way around. And life is life. Some people, that's what life is. Some people, it's more like the other way around. Some people, they cannot be single for too long. Like I'm very solitary. I come from very solitary people. I know I know who my family is. So this type of lifestyle is something that we're more naturally like accustomed to. Like we're naturally, I guess, more able to do it. I've known people in my life, and I know people in my life, if they're single for more than like a few months, they actually go crazy. They go like Howard Hughes, like toenails in a fucking jar crazy. Can't it's a bad fucking look. And the story that I'm gonna tell you today is the last relationship sort of thing that I was in. I met this girl off of Hinge. It's a lot of you, that's a very good sign from the start. You're getting very good vibes from the start. She was not ugly. I know some people will settle. I'm sure I would probably be with a woman that's like ugly if I had. That's a very poor way to put it. Let me find a different way to put that. If someone really is like interesting to you and you mesh along well with them, I believe personally that you should be able to put some attractiveness to the side for that, because you're gonna find that person can make you really happy. But I guess what I'm saying is I'd put both like interest as like personality and attractiveness aside to not be lonely. But she was pretty. She was not bad. She was a torta, as my friend put it. But no, she wasn't ugly. She was bipolar, and she was very forthcoming about that. She always admitted that from the jump, that she just like had issues like that. Like she did it from the start, like very first date, which is good. But I mean, she gave me the red flag. She didn't just wave it. She folded it and slid it across the table, and I still so obliged. I don't know. I've never been good with relationships. I can't keep somebody around for a very long time. This one lasted a little more than a month, and that's pretty long for me. A lot of most of the times, even when I do talk with women, it's more like hookups. It's really not a relationship. This is probably the closest I've ever come personally to being like in a real relationship. It's usually like the good old fucking duck. I enjoyed spending time with her, and it was going well. She was definitely a little shaky, but she was medicated. I do suffer my own mental issues, and I come from a very mentally unwell family, I guess I'll put it. So this was not something I signed up for, not knowing what I was getting into. The thing is, we lived a distance from each other. Without giving too much away about where I am, I know you know I'm in NYC. We were like about 30 minutes away from each other. We both drive. So that really, like, we were not like seeing each other like all the time, once or twice a week maybe. We would meet up. So it was the FaceTiming. It all fell apart of the FaceTiming. I could have seen myself putting a lot of stuff to the side, a lot of things that I think would be like deal breakers for a lot of people. But she was just so clingy. She would FaceTime me for hours every day. And a lot of the time she didn't even care how like much attention I was really giving to the conversation. But like if I tried to end the FaceTime, it was a real issue. It was almost like, I think she was like trying to like monitor me. Like it would be really easy for me to say I'm doing like lying, saying I'm somewhere else. I think it was the beginning roots, the roots and the seedlings of like a very jealous relationship. All these dudes be saying that they want a yandere girlfriend, they want a crazy obsessive girlfriend until they get one. It was just like too much. Like it got to the point, because I'm a very independent person, and I get it. I don't mind texting and I don't mind checking in with a FaceTime, but like if you're gonna have me on a FaceTime for hours a day, like I wouldn't even do that for my family. I wouldn't even do that for my own like mother. Like really, honestly, I get it, cause it's not just it's not a one-way street. I have my own issues. Like I can be very distant. I know I'm not very good at maintaining relationships. And I definitely do like I just I had my own faults for sure, but it got to a point where like when I got that FaceTime call, like it felt like I was doing like a fucking Zoom meeting for a job. Like I did not feel like, oh, this girl, she's FaceTiming me, we're gonna chat it up, check in, see how she's going. So yeah, once I started giving less and less to it. It was just a obligation, like a real obligation. The date before we really started, took her on a little date, and it didn't go so well. I'm gonna spare the bits, the juicy bits. It didn't end so well. And then the Sunday after that, I always remember this. I was watching the New York Giants. And I was drinking that day, like really hitting the bottle. And I remember this real clearly because I don't drink. Like I don't. I'm not like somebody, because I know people that are like fully admit alcoholics. People that are like, oh, I don't drink that much, and they're always fucking drinking. I don't drink. Like I don't drink at all. Maybe this girl was starting to make me drink. Maybe it was the New York Giants, because the New York Giants will make you drink. it was the Cowboys game. The Cowboys game where Russell Wilson threw like 450 yards and the Giants still lost because the Giants are pain. The New York Giants are the definition of pain in the Webster's dictionary. I was hitting whiskey, I think. Rum, whiskey. It does not matter. They took defeat from the jaws of victory that day. The game doesn't matter. It's just a game. So I took a little nap. I did. So that game, it went into overtime, probably ended like 4 or something. I took the nap and I woke up like 6:30. I had that missed FaceTime call, which I expected, and I saw a text from her. And she was just like, "We're done. You're not there for me. Like, you're just like not a really good person. I can't be with you." Like, it was very hurtful, a lot more exaggerated than it needed to be. I think I don't know, something snapped in her, and I almost went to try and talk it out with her, because I don't know if I had hit her up and I done a little gesture dance. I did the little I'll be more better for you, blah blah blah. I'm sure we could have worked it out. But it was the tone of the text. She didn't just like say like, "You're not FaceTiming me enough. It's over." I don't have it saved. But she was just like very like vicious about it. And listen, everybody argues. So I don't mind someone letting I know people will let their emotions get the better of them at sometimes. But it was just it was like, from the whole time I had known her, I'd never seen that side of her. Like, it just really came out of nowhere, and it really hit me. Like, man, she actually does have bipolar. It's a real thing. It's not just a fucking Kanye song. So I told her okay, and I moved on with my life. And living a lonely life can be dangerous sometimes, because being lonely, because the loneliness epidemic. I know people talk about it, and a lot of people sort of shrug it off, but it hurts. Like, it's like a genuine pain to you to be like uber lonely, to be like an actual like wizard. I'm not a, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. But you can become desperate, and you can find yourself doing things with people, being with people that you just if you were just more well in mind, they would just be total like dubs. They'd be total ducks. Like loony bins. And you can find yourself just throwing all caution to the air just because, like, you just don't want to be lonely. You can just put the blinders on when dealing with some truly crazy bitches. It sucks dealing with toxicness, like that type of toxicness. But you know what else really sucks? Waking up with nobody and having nobody to hear you out on a really tough day. And months, that leads like, time passes. And I did hit her back. I have her on IG. I don't have her number saved anymore, and like anything about that. But we did have each other on IG. And I just catch up with her, and I start talking. And I start to realize that if I had told her, like, oh, let's you should get back on Mr. Black Comic Book Guy's wild ride, maybe you try things again, I think she would have said yes. I really do. People say that type of stuff. I don't know, man. She could have told me to fuck off. I really I don't know, to be honest. I just had the feeling that she would have. And I was about to tell her, like, oh man, we should really maybe try to amend things up, or like, things and the law. I enjoyed spending time with you. And it hit me. It hit me like a fucking brick to the back of the head. I did not remember her name. I am notoriously terrible with names. I know some people are bad with names. Some people are a little better about it. I don't know what part of the brain that has to do with. I am really, really bad with names. I have stories of getting just blanking on people's names for years. Some of my own family, like, if I'm not seeing you a lot, I probably don't know your name. And funnily enough, I do remember that her name was kind of hard to pronounce. She had to walk me through how to pronounce her name. And I do remember that, but I couldn't tell you what letter it even started with. Her IG page does not have her real name on it. It's like that emo Hello Kitty shit. The Hello Kitty girl tells you about what you're dealing with, But it was like, I did not have a name. I never, because I do journal, laugh at me. I didn't journal her name down. I never had it written down anywhere. When I deleted her contact off of my phone, I effectively deleted her from my life. And it hit me. I'm like, I don't even remember her name. Like, how much did she really mean to me? How much of an effect did she really have on me? If where I'm gonna try to like that means something, cause I'm sure I spent enough time with her where I should have remembered her name. So I feel like it was almost like my brain was trying to tell me something that I couldn't remember her name. And I'll say it again, cause I was acting a fool, and it's the cycle. Loneliness breeds desperation. Desperation breeds severe accommodation for bullshit, which turns into bad times, and it starts all over again. And she was not ugly, she was kind of pretty for real. But lilies of the valley are a beautiful looking flower, and they'll kill you when ingested. It is not all about, you cannot let your dick tell you every little thing about how you live your life. You cannot listen to the little man downstairs. You gotta go to the big general up in the studio. Life can be rough at times. It's really tough. It's a tough pill to swallow sometimes, waking up doing this life that I live. My best case scenario at this present moment is in 6 months, I'm flat broke. I emptied out all my savings and I'm driving a bus. That is what my best option is. My parents are starting to get impatient with me. They just want me to be, I don't even know if they really want me to move out like that, but they do want me to be able to. Being bummy in New York is a really tough pill to swallow. If you live in New York, you'll know. You just see so many people everywhere. You'll see a 10 out of 10 every single day. I guarantee it. You will see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen every single day. And whether it's from your crippling anxiety, most of the time she'll probably never give you the time of day. But it's just you're gonna take a dub every single fucking day. like when that wheel of fortuna spins and you actually do have to interact with like some gorgeous woman and you like blow it because you're fucking a nerd dude, and then you gotta go home and then do it all again. No matter how much money you make, it just never seems to be enough. Like, people that live normally in New York, I don't know how they're not live like Tony fucking Montana, like kingpins or some shit. Like, how do you afford rent and then afford other things? Like, where are they finding the jobs with that type of salary? I personally, in my area over here, I know people that have better degrees, working real jobs, making like real money, not just like a bummy fucking supermarket job, and they're still at their parents' crib grabbing Diet Cokes out of the fridge as their mom's watching Grey Anatomy, and they gotta like be all hush once the night goes late because, you know, their parents are asleep and shit. It's like, how? Like, what are we doing? Like I just feel like the system isn't working and everyone just keeps drudging along. And it's very tough. It is very tough, but you can never lose hope. Never lose Jope. You cannot just throw your hands in the air, shrug your shoulders, and call it, but you just have to hold. You can never lose hope. You can't just throw your hands in the air, shrug your shoulders, and call it a day. You have to hold some belief that there will be a ray of sunshine that is yet to arrive upon your window pane. The trivialities of life are so tough to keep up. Going to the gym, like reading, I kind of get it. I get why my generation, the younger ones, are like cooked. Like, why would you read when you can literally watch anything you want practically for free at any time? On a little box, you can bring it anywhere. You can watch it while you're like working. You have to keep learning new things, and you have to, like, you never just say why. There's a quote. It's given to Norman Cousins. I've seen it given to fucking everybody, but he's the one who had the original version of it. And he said, "Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside of us while we live." The moment you fully give up is the moment that what you want in life will truly never be accomplished. And do not be deceived by the internet age we live in today. Everybody wears a mask, and what you see from people on the outside has no bearings on what is really going on in people's lives. Focus on what you have the power to do and what you have the power to change. That's all we as humans have ever been able to do. Never lose Jope. Alright, I do have one more little ending part here. I wrote it on a piece of paper because I do a little second job, because where I fucking live, if you don't have multiple fucking jobs, you will not ever be able to afford a bag of rice. But I work, not gonna give it away, but the type of job I do. I was at a funeral, and I was listening to the pastor. It just hit me seeing that old guy in the casket. You know, we're all gonna die. One day, you, that asshole that cut you off on I-95, your shitty boss that you hate to see, the girl that you're too scared to go talk to, we will all be dead in a fucking coffin. No, or in a urn, not here, not blinking, not awake. I am currently battling a lot. We all are in some way. A lot of the best things in life take a long time, and they aren't free. They say the best things in life are free. They're fucking lying to you. That's a fucking lie. I know it takes some time, but we don't have an infinite amount. Not always, but just once in a while, you need to shut your brain off and listen to your heart. I said don't listen to the little man downstairs, listen to the big one upstairs. Sometimes you don't listen to the little one upstairs, you don't listen to the big one upstairs, you listen to the most important one in the middle. This is Black Comic Book Guy. Maybe I come back a little video essay. It's not a video essay. A little, I don't know what the fuck you call this. I'll probably be back to a Let's Play format. I still really do want to do that. I'm gonna just end it right now. I don't think that I have enough CS2 playthrough to really... I might not have enough CS2 playthrough to match this. I might have to go fucking record some more right now. I hope that you were able to take something away from this and try to do something a little different today. Try to take a little risk. That's my goal. Sometimes you need to listen to the teacher, not do what he says, because I'm gonna work my shitty job. I'm gonna be just as stagnant. I'm gonna go do nothing, and then tomorrow I have to do some work for that second job. So you know, it's tough. Like, I know it's tough. Sometimes you need to listen to the teacher, not do as they say, do as they not do as they do as they say. That's it. Have a good one.